Okay, hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you the aqueous accumulator, which replaces the pump, how to make it, the liquiducts, also how to make them, the powering of the machines required, and the oil refinery, basic oil refinery systems. It's not extensive, but let's have a look. As you see in front of me, this is a basic IC2 quarry system using the combustion engine, the quarry, stone waterproof piping, redstone engines, which I will quickly say have been nerfed. They have had their power reduced drastically. These will not power very much anymore, hence why you have to have 3 or 4 of them to successfully operate a pump. I'm using redstone torches just for constant power. I'm just too lazy to turn on switches all the time. So, this is the exact same thing, but more efficient, really. You've got the aqueous accumulator, which is a thermal expansion machine. I'll show you how to make that in just a second. Liquiducts coming from them, just basically an upgrade to the waterproof pipings. Again, into combustion engines. These engines are not going to get any more power from these. I just think it's more efficient than that, and less resource heavy. So we'll show you how to make the aqueous accumulator first, which is here. I'm using Direwolf pack on the Feed the Beast launcher purely for the project tables, so I can show you how to actually make them. So the aqueous accumulator, it's used by making a bucket, 2 pieces of glass, 2 pieces of tin, any variant of tin is usable, a pneumatic servo, and a machine frame, which creates you that. Also, you can use hardened glass, copper ingots, again any variant of copper which can be found in the world can be used to create the liquiducts. I'll show you how to make hardened glass later on. Just before that, I'm going to show you how to get the materials required. So we'll come here. So this is a pulverizer, one of the most basic and most common thermal expansion machines you will ever use. This replaces the macerator. As everyone's most probably seen, the new Feed the Beast Horizons actually doesn't have industrial craft. No solar panels, no macerators, but it has these. So, it's a piston, 2 pieces of flint, 2 pieces of copper, a redstone reception coil again, and a machine frame. Now I'll show you how to make those and the pneumatic servo now. So, this is the machine frame. 4 pieces of iron, 4 pieces of glass, and a gold ingot. These are the basic foundation material for all thermal expansion machines. Cannot make one without this. Here is the pneumatic servo. Very basic recipe and not very heavy. You've got iron ingots, 2 pieces of glass, and a redstone. Very simple. And here is the redstone reception coil. 2 redstone, 1 gold. So very, very basic. You can also replace that piece of gold with a piece of silver, and it will give you a redstone transmission coil, I believe it's called, which is used for some more advanced machines. But that's for another day. So now I'll show you how to create the hardened glass. So first off, I'll show you how to make that machine, which is here. It's called the induction smelter. It uses invar, a bucket, machine frame, redstone reception coil, and 2 copper ingots. The invar is one of the more top of the line ingots when it comes to building. You can make armor and that out of it as well, so it is very versatile, but it doesn't come cheap. But if you're using the pulverizer, which I've just showed you, you can get ferrous dust and iron, which I'll show you in just a moment, from smelting either of those. So, here is the invar blend. smelt that and you get the ingots, which is 2 pieces of iron and a piece of ferrous metal. Now, if you pulverize the iron, you have, I think it's about a 20-25% chance to get ferrous metal as a byproduct. If you smelt ferrous, I think it's a 10% chance of getting iron. So if you smelt either of these, you have the chance of getting the other. So it's not as heavy as you would think, but invar is quite a deep based material. You've got to go down below diamond level. But as you can see, this machine, very resource light. Nothing really out extraordinary. Now, this is the induction smelter's basic interface. It requires Minecraft joules, which is the thermal expansion power, which can be used by pretty much anything, but I'll show you that in just a moment. In order to actually do this, we need 1 piece of lead. Just 1. And then 2 pieces of obsidian dust, pulverized obsidian. So, you get the pulverized obsidian by just pulverizing obsidian. Very basic, very cheap, and I think you get like 2 dust or 2 of the pulverized obsidian per obsidian block. Could be wrong about that, but I believe it's like that. Put that one in there and that one in there. Doesn't matter which way round it goes, just as long as you've got the right resources. So just get myself some more of these, and I will go and show you. Ugh, night time. Why does it always do that when I'm recording? Next you know it's going to start raining. Now, these are the 2 machines, just destroy that I've just showed you. The pulverizer, where you can stick in any ores you want here, and it will give you the main product, which would be either iron ingots, pulverized iron, or pulverized ferrous. Same with the obsidian, you get a byproduct from that, which I can't remember off the top of my head. And you get the lead, which is the same. Lead's normally found near silver. So if you find a piece of silver, dig around, you're more than likely to find some lead. Once you've got the pulverized metals, you make the induction smelter, which is 1 piece of lead, 2 pieces of obsidian. As you can see, it's now actually disappeared from where I put it in. Progress bar, and there we go. We now have 4. If we go back over to the recipe table over here, as you can show you, you need 1 piece of copper, both sides, and a piece of hardened glass. So just stuck some of that in, and I'll show you. These are the liquiducts and empty. Yes, I am in creative just to show you. But these are the liquiducts when they're empty. Sometimes, or most of the time, when you try and connect liquiducts together, when they've already got liquid in them, it will not work. What you do is you just get yourself the prototype Omni wrench, which is created from 2 pieces of diamond, a gold, and a piece of cyan wool. Now it has to be cyan wool. You can get it from flowers, you could just find a cyan sheep, however you get it, but you do need just this type. Once you've got yourself one of these, just click on the side facing where it's not going, and same there, and it will now connect it, as you can see, and the water's coming from both. So how to actually set it up? First off, make yourself an unlimited water source, get your pre-built aqueous accumulator and place it in any of the 4 corners, whatever side's easiest for you with your liquiducts. Place the liquiduct on top, remembering you will have to shift click, otherwise you'll just bring up the inventory of the aqueous accumulator, which looks like that. You've got configurations on how to actually set the outputs and that. If you want to set them all to off, just hold shift when you click. I want the output on the top, and just reconnect it. So this doesn't improve the efficiency, it just improves the lifespan. Let's quickly show you what they are actually like, just because I'm in a good mood. Now I just used the void capsules. As you can see, the water is not decreasing at all in any of the 3 engines because of the constant stream coming, where when you're setting up the pump over here, if you haven't got it sat for as long as I have, so if I just do that and destroy them, just so that there's no water in the system, like so, you'll notice straight away that there is no water at all, except for what's already in the machines. Just turn these on, just so I can show you what it's like, using redstone torches just so I find them easier. As you'll see, it's not going down at the moment, but it has had a minute to actually stockpile some water. So if I actually clear these again and place them, you'll see that the water will actually start decreasing before the pump has a chance to actually do what it's supposed to. They're not the most effective. As you can see, it's struggling to keep the water levels up, because if I didn't have these at full, you'll be verging on exploding temperatures already. You can use it this way for starting up, but I wouldn't recommend this for long-term use, purely because really it's not that effective. As you can see, that was going through that area pretty damn quick. So that's pretty much over and done with. If you do want any extra information or anything about it, please just ask, either by private messaging or comments. So now we'll get on to this complicated mess. It's really not complicated at all. It just looks it. So I'll just clear my inventory of stuff we don't need. So these are oil refineries. Now you don't actually need to use the interface at all. Here what I've done, again, I've just used the void capsules because of how much. Use a bucket or anything like that. Just click them with the bucket held in your hand, and it'll automatically put the oil into the actual refineries. These are powered through stone piping, waterproof piping, and combustion engines. Now I'm using combustion engines because you can use the fuel to actually run them. So as long as you continue to get oil, you'll continue to have power. Self-sufficient. Again, I've got an aqueous accumulator, applying water. These are again liquiducts going into tanks. These tanks I find very actually handy and are very cheap to make, just 8 pieces of glass. Stack them as high as you want, as long as you've got piping going into them. Now this piping does not need to be at the level of the actual tank. So I could build this tank sky high, like that. And as long as there's a pipe connecting here, that will fill to that height, regardless of how high the actual tower is. Now, there's most probably more efficient ways of doing this, or more compact versions. But just for this tutorial, I've spread it out a bit just so you can actually see the different steps. The power being transferred to the refineries having the fuel taken out. You've got the one going here underneath the engines to continuously power them, and then you've got the one coming off the top which goes to the tanks. That's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. If you do have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask. I've been Dark Knight, and good night.